Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. I have a crystal shop called Cosmic Geology, and here on my channel I make crystal and small business related videos. So if that sounds interesting to you, be sure to subscribe because I put out new videos just about every week. Today we're going to be talking about a very unsuspecting crystal that is just surrounded by all sorts of misinformation. I just kept finding more and more as I researched into it. So let's just get right into it. Today we are talking about Kambaba jasper. So when you look up Kambaba jasper, most sources will tell you that it is a stromatolite. Since it's so commonly reported that it is a stromatolite, literally everyone is saying it, it's not really questioned and everyone kind of just accepts it. And I will admit, I had even called it a stromatolite on my info cards and on my website for the longest time because when I looked it up, that's what every source said. But is it really a stromatolite? I bet you can see where this is going. First, let's back up. What even is a stromatolite? Stromatolites are layered sedimentary formations formed from microorganisms such as bacteria. While many are created by biological activity, some are also created by non-biologic matter, so they can be made from living things or non-living things. Stromatolites are interesting because they are some of the oldest fossils on Earth, dating as far back as the Precambrian period. These fossils document the earliest life forms on Earth and can be up to 3.5 billion years old. However, not all stromatolites are this old. Stromatolites are still being created to this day, but they're not as common as they used to be. They're pretty rare to be found to this day. Modern day stromatolites are only found in a couple places, mostly in Australia, and actually the oldest fossils found of stromatolites from 3.5 billion years ago are also from Australia. So stromatolites are really cool. And Kambaba jasper looks really similar to a stromatolite, although stromatolites can vary widely in their appearance depending on how the organisms were growing. And because Kambaba jasper's swampy green color kind of resembled the blue-green algae that would make up stromatolites, that kind of just further led to it being believed that Kambaba jasper was a stromatolite. In reality though, the color of a fossil doesn't really accurately depict what the organism would have looked like at the time of its existence. So even though stromatolites are made up of blue-green algae, that doesn't mean the fossil is going to be green. There's not really any correlation. But this material, Kambaba jasper, was tested with X-ray diffraction and it was found that it is actually a rhyolite with volcanic origin. This means it was formed through volcanic activity and not sedimentary buildup, so therefore it can't be a stromatolite. Stromatolite experts even looked at the material under a microscope and said it was not consistent with what they would expect to see from a stromatolite. I'll have the original article where I found this information linked down below so you can see more about their findings. So what is rhyolite then? Rhyolite is a type of igneous rock that is silica rich and mostly fine-grained, though it may have some larger crystal growths. Rhyolites are formed extrusively, meaning they are formed above the Earth's surface. Larger crystal growths within the rock are known as phenocrysts, and these show that the rock began to crystallize below the surface before it finished forming extrusively. When rocks take longer to cool and crystallize, it allows for larger crystals to grow. While researching Kambaba jasper and its origin, it was actually kind of difficult to find a clear-cut answer on if Kambaba jasper was really a stromatolite or not, because even after the testing results came out, some sources were still saying that it's a stromatolite. So I did some digging. I found this article where Kambaba jasper was also called elderite, and upon researching this name, it became clear that elderite is synonymous with Kambaba jasper. It's the same material, and elderite was classified as a volcanic rock, which further points to Kambaba jasper also being a volcanic rock. Even with this new information from the material being tested, the vast majority of people out there are still calling this a stromatolite, so what even is it? Based on the multiple tests I've seen online of the material, it seems pretty much confirmed that this is not a stromatolite, it is a volcanic rhyolite. And to make matters even more confusing, I found a stone called nebula jasper, and most people are claiming that nebula jasper is an entirely different stone with entirely different origins and formation. Nebula jasper seems to be sourced from Mexico, whereas Kambaba jasper is from Madagascar. Visually, the only difference is that nebula jasper is mostly black with green orbs, whereas Kambaba jasper is green with black orbs. To me, when I look at these two side by side, that looks like the same rock to me. I you couldn't convince me that these are two totally separate rocks with different sources. Like, I'm just not buying it. With both of these materials being tested, it was found that these two are actually extremely similar mineralogically, enough to be classified as the same material, and they both had volcanic origins. So these two are not entirely different rocks. So many sources out there are still classifying nebula jasper as its own entity, saying that these two were formed in completely different ways and they are totally different no matter how similar they look. And that belief is just based on the fact that Kambaba jasper is a stromatolite, which it isn't. So if you take into consideration that Kambaba jasper is a rhyolite and nebula jasper is a rhyolite, then it becomes clear that these two are the same. I hope this isn't getting too confusing. Moral of the story is they've both been tested. They're both mineralogically comparable with the same type of volcanic origins. So Kambaba jasper, nebula jasper, crocodile jasper, elderite are all names for the exact same material. A rock formed from volcanic processes, not a stromatolite, not a fossil. Unfortunately, it's not 3.5 billion years old, although that would be cool. To make matters worse, Kambaba jasper is also not even a jasper. Kambaba stone or crocodile stone would be a better name for it. A jasper is a microcrystalline variety of quartz that can come in all sorts of colors based on various inclusions, but that is not what Kambaba jasper is. And unfortunately, there are a lot of crystals on the market that are labeled as jaspers just to kind of throw a name on it when they're not truly jaspers. For example, bumblebee jasper, another fake jasper. Kambaba jasper is a great learning lesson on how quickly misinformation about crystals can spread and how important it is to do your research. And beware of forums or pages where people are just talking about their opinions and theories on what a rock is instead of actually showing conclusive testing. Also, be sure to check that the information you're receiving is not outdated. A lot of the misinformation about Kambaba jasper out there was posted as early as 2006, which is way before new information became available. This also shows that just because a lot of people say something is true doesn't mean it is. I really had to do some digging to find any sources out there of crystal sellers saying that Kambaba jasper is a rhyolite and not a stromatolite. This is why it's important to properly research your materials that you're selling, because a lot of people are claiming that Kambaba jasper is some rare, unique fossil that is 3.5 billion years old, and unfortunately it is just not. Testing shows that Kambaba jasper is made up of mostly quartz, adrine, feldspar, amphibole, sometimes other minerals, and varying amounts of these minerals make up for the color differences, where sometimes it's darker, sometimes it's way more green. When tested, nebula jasper was also composed of mostly these minerals. Kambaba jasper has a hardness of 6.5 to 7 out of 10 on the Mohs scale of hardness. It won't get damaged easily in water or sunlight, and it is pretty durable to be worn in jewelry on a regular basis. Some good ways to energetically cleanse Kambaba jasper are from using selenite, smoke cleansing, sunlight, water, dry salt, or putting it in the earth. Some people like to cleanse their crystals by putting them in dirt or leaving them outside in the grass. And Kambaba jasper is a great stone to do that with, since it has a very grounding, earthy, nature-y energy. I wouldn't recommend cleansing your crystals with salt water because it can cause the crystal to be damaged or break easily. Kambaba jasper is mined mostly in Madagascar, but it can be found in smaller quantities in other locations such as Mexico, where elderite and nebula jasper are found. Apparently, this variety of Kambaba jasper from Mexico may be mined out by now, or it's just not on the market anymore. Although the Kambaba jasper I have in my shop from Mexico looks exactly like nebula jasper. It's a lot more dark as opposed to being green. So unfortunately, I don't really think that this nebula jasper material was super unique or rare in any way. Kambaba jasper is named after the region in Madagascar where it is found, which is called Kabamba, which would mean the correct spelling of this rock would be Kabamba jasper and not Kambaba jasper. Over time, this name Kabamba has been misinterpreted and misread to be Kambaba, so that's just what most people call it now. While I was researching, I kept seeing people say it was misspelled, but it took my brain a couple tries to see the difference between Kabamba and Kambaba, so I can clearly see how people are getting it confused. So this became a whole thing. I saw reports of Kabamba jasper being named after a region in Madagascar, a small village, a river, a bay. I was even extensively studying maps of Madagascar to see if I could find where this Kabamba region was, and I couldn't even find it on the map. And I saw other people online asking where this name came from as well, because even though they heard it was from Madagascar, they also couldn't find a reliable source on where Kabamba was. So when I initially filmed this video, surprise, it's actually the day after I originally filmed. I'm back with new information in the same outfit. So originally when I filmed, I had not seen any confirmation from a reliable source that it was Kabamba and not Kambaba. So throughout the video, I call it Kambaba, but going forward, I'm going to be pronouncing it and spelling it on my website as Kabamba. I finally confirmed that there is a small area in the west side of Madagascar called Kabambi. There is a Kabambi Bay. I finally found confirmation of this on Enter the Earth's website, where they're talking about Kabamba jasper and ocean jasper, and they own the ocean jasper trademark and mine, so they work in Madagascar, so I do trust that they know what they're talking about. I found a map confirming it, and I will have their article all about Kabamba jasper and ocean jasper linked down below. Aside from the trade name mess that we discussed, Kambaba jasper doesn't often get mislabeled for other stones, and it doesn't really get faked since it's so unique looking and easy to identify. And all Kambaba jasper pretty much looks the same. There's not really any high quality versus low quality versions. It may vary in its ratio of green and black color, but it doesn't really come in any other colors other than that. It doesn't come in any unique formations. While Kambaba jasper is relatively rare geologically, it's pretty abundant on the crystal market, and it's pretty affordable too. A similar stone to Kambaba jasper is rainforest jasper, which looks like this. I've never really seen these two mixed up, but they do look pretty similar, and they're both named jaspers. They do have similar orb patterns, but this rainforest jasper is significantly lighter in color than Kambaba jasper, and it has more color variations and more light colors like brown as opposed to black like Kambaba jasper. There is also a Kabambi ocean jasper, which is not Kambaba jasper. This is ocean jasper. They are both found in Madagascar in the same Kabambi region, which is where they get their name from. Ocean jasper is found in two different locations in Madagascar, Maravado and Kabambi. So the name Kabambi ocean jasper reflects the specific area where it's found. Kambaba jasper is associated with the root and the heart chakra, and it has a strong connection to nature. It helps to heal negative feelings and promotes emotional balance. It's a great stone to have with you when you're going through a difficult emotional time. Kambaba jasper increases personal power to help you get out of feeling stuck and to take control of your life again. Kambaba jasper is great for grounding your energy and connecting with the earth. Kambaba jasper helps you to put aside any distractions and to live more in the present moment. It helps you to be more connected to the world around you, including other people, nature, and experiences. Lately, I've been trying to break my social media screen time addiction because it is absolutely out of control. I can't even tell you guys my screen time. Someone would have me locked away because it is not sane. So I've been working on reducing my screen time, staying off of social media so I can not get distracted by nonsense and I can actually be productive in my daily life, and Kambaba jasper is the perfect stone to help with that. Kambaba jasper's grounding energy can help you to feel more safe, secure, and at peace. It encourages acceptance of where you are currently on your journey and improves your patience while you're improving things. Kambaba jasper increases resilience and persistence, which helps you to reach your goals and see more success in your life. Working with Kambaba jasper may also help you realize that everything in the current moment is okay and you're doing better than you think you are. Things that you thought may need to be changed may actually be okay. Kambaba jasper helps to ease anxious emotions that arise during stressful times. It encourages honesty and helps you to connect to others by increasing empathy. It helps to protect you against your own negative thinking and fears, as well as protecting you from the negativity in your environment. Working with Kambaba jasper reminds you that you're exactly where you're meant to be at all times and everything is going to work out. Some stones to pair Kambaba jasper with are Kambaba jasper and rose quartz, which helps increase your connection to others, empathy, and loving energy. Kambaba jasper and green calcite helps increase emotional healing. Kambaba jasper and selenite helps to reduce negative energy in your environment. Kambaba jasper with hematite boosts your connection to the earth, grounding energy, and security. Kambaba jasper with malachite promotes positive change and transformation. And Kambaba jasper and moss agate have very similar earthy energies and are great for helping you connect to nature and great for plants. So that's all I have for you today about Kambaba jasper. I hope you enjoyed this video and probably learned something new. Be sure to comment down below if you have any other suggestions for topics or crystals you'd like to see me talk about. My crystal shop, second channel, and all my other links will be in the description as always. Be sure to like the video if you liked the video and subscribe if you want to see more crystal related content. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.